Hi, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to be taking a look at independent and dependent variables today. So pretty common thing we've heard about before, but we're just going to put like the mathematical part with it. So changing the independent causes or changes the dependent. So what that means is the second part is affected when the independent changes. So X is always the independent variable and Y is always the dependent variable. Independent is always the X variable, which is also the output. The input. Input. Sorry. And dependent is always the Y variable, which is always the output. So independent input, I think I, because independent and input both start with I, so that's how I remember that. And then dependent is always the output. What you get out depends on what you put in. If there's nothing to put in, you can't get anything out, okay? So here are a couple different representations of this. So if I said, what is the independent variable here? You would say it's all the X values. So you would list out -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then for Y, if I asked you what the dependent was, it's all the Y values, which is 5, 3, 4, 7, 4, 9. Okay? Same thing for this one here. Independent is all your X values, which is your horizontal axis. And then your dependent is your Y values, which is your dependent variable. And then for this one, independent is all your X values. And again, it's dependent is all your Y values. All of these are functions, okay? Because X values do not repeat for any of these. And if you were unsure about that on your graph, all you have to do is draw a line. It only touches the graph of my line one time. So let's look at some situations to see what would be considered independent and what would be considered dependent. So if I said the length of time that you will have to wait in line versus the number of people in line ahead of you, so which one would be independent, which one would be dependent? So here, the number of people in line ahead of you is the independent, because if there was no people ahead of you, there would be no wait time. Okay, so that's the way I like to think about independent and dependent, is which one is like the one that the situation can't happen without. If there's no people in line ahead of you, then you're not gonna wait the time's not gonna matter because there's not gonna be anybody there. So for the second one, the number of plates that you set at Thanksgiving versus how many people that are coming to Thanksgiving, okay? Which one do I need that can't happen without the other? In this case, it would be how many people that are coming to Thanksgiving, and dependent would be the number of plates that you set. If there are no people coming, then you're not gonna set any plates, okay? So can't have people without having plates. Independent can stand alone. Dependent has to have some type of action to go with it, okay? Go be great, y'all.